APOD Stardate 2023.02.20 NGC 1850, not found in the Milky Way. There is nothing like this ball of stars in our Milky Way galaxy. This is surprising because, at first glance, this featured image by the Hubble Space Telescope suggests that star cluster NGC 1850's size and shape are reminiscent of the many ancient globular star clusters which roam our own Milky Way galaxy's halo. But NGC 1850 stars are all too young, making it a type of star cluster with no known counterpart in the Milky Way. Moreover, NGC 1850 is also a double star cluster, with a second, compact cluster of stars visible here just to the right of the large cluster's center. Stars in the large cluster are estimated to be 50 million years young, while stars in the compact cluster are younger still, with an APOD Stardate 2022.09.05 Carina cliffs from the Webb Space Telescope. Stars created these cliffs. Specifically, the destructive winds and energetic light from the stars in the open cluster NGC-3 in the northern part of the Carina Nebula. Several of these stars are visible toward it has enabled it to capture fascinating details in the dust. Webb Space Telescope. Stars created these cliffs. Specifically, the featured jagged cliffs occur in part of these nebular cliffs occur in NGC 3324 eroded away part of a mountain of dark interstellar dust in the northern part of the Carina Nebula. Several of these stars are visible toward the top of this highly detailed image taken recently by the James Webb Space Telescope, the largest astronomical telescope ever launched. Webb's large mirror and dust, hundreds of previously hidden stars, and even some galaxies far in the distance. The featured jagged cliffs occur as Chilean poet. These nebular cliffs occur of Carina. Astrophysicists browse 2,800 plus codes in the astrophysics source code library. APOD Stardate 2024.01.01 NGC 1232, a grand design spiral galaxy. Galaxies are fascinating not only for what is visible, but for what is invisible. Grand Spiral Galaxy NGC 1232, captured in detail by one of the very large telescopes, is a good example. The visible is dominated by millions of bright stars and dark dust, caught up in a gravitational swirl of spiral arms revolving about the center. Open clusters containing bright blue stars can be seen sprinkled along these spiral arms, while dark lanes of dense interstellar dust can be seen sprinkled between them. Less visible, but detectable, are billions of dim normal stars and vast tracts of interstellar gas, together wielding such high mass that they dominate the dynamics of the inner galaxy. Leading theories indicate that even greater amounts of matter are invisible, in a form we don't yet know. This pervasive dark matter is postulated, in part, to explain the motions of the visible matter in the outer regions of galaxies. Free APOD Lecture, January 9, 2024 to the Amateur Astronomers of Association of New York. APOD Stardate 2023.06.19 The busy center of the Lagoon Nebula. The center of the Lagoon Nebula is a whirlwind of spectacular star formation. Visible near the image center, at least two long funnel-shaped clouds, each roughly half a light-year long, have been formed by extreme stellar winds. As energy from these stars pours into the cool dust and gas, large temperature differences in adjoining regions can be created, generating shearing winds which may cause the funnels. This picture, spanning about 15 light-years, combines images taken in 4 colors by the orbiting Hubble Space Telescope. The Lagoon Nebula, also known as M8, lies about 5,000 light-years distant toward the constellation of the Archer, Sagittarius. APOD Stardate 2021.05.18. Jets from the Necklace Nebula. What celestial body wears the Necklace Nebula? First, analyses indicate that the necklace is a planetary nebula, a gas cloud emitted by a star toward the end of its life. Also, what appears to be diamonds in the necklace are actually bright knots of glowing gas. In the center of the Necklace Nebula are likely two stars orbiting so close together that they share a common atmosphere and appear as one in the featured image by the Hubble Space Telescope. The red glowing gas clouds on the upper left and lower right are the results of jets from the center. Exactly when and how the bright jets formed remains a topic of research. The Necklace Nebula is only about 5,000 years old, spans about 5 light-years, and can best be found with a large telescope toward the direction of the constellation of the Arrow, Sagitta. APOD Stardate 2022.10.20. Pillars of Creation. A now famous picture from the Hubble Space Telescope featured these star-forming columns of cold gas and dust light-years long inside M16, the Eagle Nebula, dubbed the Pillars of Creation. This James Webb Space Telescope NIRCam image expands Hubble's exploration of that region in greater detail and depth inside the iconic stellar nursery. Particularly stunning in Webb's near APOD Stardate 2022.08.31. APOD Stardate 2023.09.13. NGC 4632, Galaxy with a hidden polar ring. APOD Stardate 2022.07.14. Webb Southern Ring Nebula. Catalogued as NGC 3132, the Southern Ring Nebula is a planetary nebula, the death shroud of a dying sun-like star some 2,500 light-years from Earth. Composed of gas and dust, the stunning cosmic landscape is nearly half a light-year in diameter, explored in unprecedented detail by the James Webb Space Telescope. In this NIRCam image, the bright star near center is a companion of the dying star. In mutual orbit, the star, whose transformation has ejected the nebula's gas and dust shells over thousands of years, is the fainter stellar partner. Evolving to become a white dwarf, the faint star appears along the diffraction spike extending toward the 8 o'clock position. This stellar pair's orbital motion has resulted the complex structures within the Southern Ring Nebula.